welcome to another active stretch and recovery with core moves. So today we're going to be doing Pilates. We're going to do some more of the traditional Pilates exercises. We'll start off really nice and gentle, and then we're just going to pick it up a wee notch, but nothing too taxing because it's our recovery day. So with Pilates, it's always about the core and finding the connection with our little intrinsic muscles that support our body in the shoulder girdle and the hip and the knees, and especially around the pelvis. Okay, so we're going to start lying on our mat. Yay! We get to start lying down. So you're going to bring yourself down nice and comfortable onto the mat. And we're just going to start with our knees bent in a nice long bend, and just take a minute just to find the connection with the floor. Find all of the base of your foot connected with the floor. So relaxing all the toes, making sure that you're not rocking out onto the outside edges. And then start thinking about the muscles on the inside of your thighs, waking up and getting connected. And then maybe push your feet into the floor just to wake up the legs a little bit. And we're going to move up into the pelvis area. And I want you to set your pelvis up. So we're just going to gently rock the pelvis forward and backwards. You can have your hands resting gently on your hip bones, or you can make your hands a diamond shape and place your thumbs at your navel and your fingertips at your pubic bone. And just gently rock forward and backwards. Keep finding that connection with the legs and the floor so that your legs aren't rocking side to side. And then I want you to stop rocking the pelvis when you come to your neutral position. So remember, our neutral is when our pubic bone and our hip bones are in that same horizontal plane. So now that we've got our pelvis locked in that position, we should feel there's a little bit of space under our lower back. Our belly button is pulled towards the spine, and then we're going to pull the rib cage down so that it's not popping up into the air and lifting our chest. We want to bring our chest into neutral as well. So feel like you sink the sternum and you're pulling the sternum towards the back of your spine. And then you'll feel all of your shoulder blades connected with the mat. Maybe allow your hands just to roll out so your palms face the sky. And pull the ribcage down and just relax and breathe here. We're just going to focus on the breath. So we're going to breathe in through the nose and feel the back of our ribcage expand and press into the floor, relaxing the shoulders. And as you exhale, you're going to draw the ribcage back together in towards your navel. And you want to use a resisted breath as you exhale, like you're blowing out a candle or trying to inflate a balloon. So you inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And maybe bring your hands back onto your belly. Inhale through the nose. Push the feet into the floor, lift the pelvic floor, exhale through the mouth. And then on your next inhale, you're just going to float the hands up towards the ceiling, palms facing each other, but pull those shoulder blades down and back so your rib cage is still connected. And we're going to keep that connection between the rib cage and the hip bones, and gently just inhaling, reach your left thumb towards the floor behind you. You don't want to let the rib cage pop up as you reach the hands, so you want to keep that strong abdominal connection, and exhale to bring the fingertips back up towards the ceiling. Push the feet into the floor, inhale, reach the left hand back overhead, only as far as you can maintain that connection with the ribs and the abdominals, and exhaling, drawing it back up to the sky. Inhaling on the right. And exhaling back into center. So this is all about finding the connection, moving the left between the core and your shoulders and your rib cage and your spine, and how it's all connected. Reaching that right. So when we reach our arms overhead, our rib cage wants to go with us, but we have to keep the abdominals connected as we reach that left and into center. Now we're going to reach both hands. So inhale, reach both thumbs towards the floor behind you. And you'll find you can't come back as far. Really glue those ribs down. Your abdominals might even be shaking a little bit with the force of it. And exhale back into center. reaching for the ceiling. Inhale, reach it back. exhale back into center. 2 more times for me. Inhale, pull the ribcage down, lift the pelvic floor, push the feet into the mat, extend those hands. Exhale, draw them back up to the ceiling, but keep those scapula connected to the mat. Last one, reach it back. And into center. Now from there, we're going to turn our palms to face the same direction as our toes. So face away from our face. And we're going to do that same movement and then circle our arms out to make nice deep arm circles. So reach those hands back with your inhale, keep that ribcage down, and then sweep the hands out towards your hips. Palms come into the hips. And then turn the palms towards your toes as you sweep the arms back overhead. Inhaling, exhaling, allow the shoulder to rotate naturally and sweep the palms in, facing towards the hips. Palms face forward, reach overhead. Inhale, exhale, drawing it all back in close towards the midline of the body. And we're going to change direction. So inhale, lower the hands towards the hips, palms face them. Exhale, turn the palms to the ceiling. Sweep them up overhead and back into your starting position. Inhale, hands go down. Turn the palms. Exhaling overhead and back into center. One more time. Hands go down. Twist the hands naturally, allowing the movement to be fluid through that glenohumeral joint. And stop at the top. From here, turn your palms back in to face each other. And we're going to tabletop our right leg. So bring it up to 90 degrees at the hip, 90 degrees at the knee, and point that toe. Get good energy through that toe. And we're just going to do 5 toe taps on the right side. So keeping the body as still as possible, no rocking or movement. You're going to inhale, tap that toe towards the ground. Exhale to draw it back in. Inhale for 2, using the quad and the core to pull it back in. Inhale, using the bum and gravity together to tap that toe down. Exhaling, drawing it in. 2 more. Breathing, relaxing the shoulders. Last one. And exhaling to draw it up. Now we're going to kick that toe up towards the sky or straighten the leg as much as we can, but still keep that pelvis in neutral. And we're going to lower and lift that leg. So you're going to flex the toe towards your face, drag the heel down an imaginary wall behind you, squeeze the glute, allow the leg to come so it just hovers, then point the toe, stretching the thigh, lift it back up. Exhale, flex and drag. Inhale, point and lift. And if you're starting to fatigue in the arms, you can lower them down to your sides, palm down. But just trying to challenge the core and our stability by keeping them reaching to the ceiling, keeping our pelvis as still as possible with using our core muscles. Last one, drag the heel, point and reach, bend that knee, and then place the foot back on the floor, articulating through the toe, ball, heel, and lower your hands for a minute. Slide your heels in nice and close to your bum, and we're just going to come for a nice slow roll up before we do the other side. So inhale to relax, roll those shoulders down and back. As you exhale, I want you to push the very bottom of your spine into the mat. So feel like you roll all the way from your shoulders down through the bottom of your rib cage, the middle of your lower back, and all the way to the back of your sit bones. And then scoop your abs, squeeze those sit bones together and peel the spine away from the floor. Stretch the knees out long to the opposite side of the room. Inhale up at the top. Think about your inner thighs as you exhale and massage each vertebrae as you roll it back onto the mat, keeping those knees equidistant the whole time, scoping the abdominals, placing that lower back on the mat, and then lengthening back into that neutral. Let's do that again. Inhale, scoop the abs, tuck the tail, exhale, begin to roll up. Reach those knees away from the shoulders, nice and controlled. Inhale at the top, keep the rib cage down. Exhale, melt the sternum, middle lumbar, or middle thoracic, lumbar, sacrum, and back to neutral. 2 more times. Inhale, tuck the tail under. Exhale, scoop the abs. Roll the spine away from the floor. Push those feet into the floor. Squeeze the glutes. Lengthen the front of the body as you inhale. Exhale through that resisted breath, drawing in the pelvic floor, massaging each vertebrae like keys on a piano. Lengthening, passing through that imprinted or braced position and back to your neutral. Last one. Inhale, tuck. Exhale, scoop and roll. Inhale on that nice long line. Exhale, roll back down. Massaging each vertebrae and releasing to neutral. Good. Slide those feet away from your hips just a little bit so you're back in that comfortable 90-degree bend in the knee. Then take an inhale and tabletop the left leg. Let's sweep those hands back up towards the sky. Pull the shoulder blades down. Have that pelvis in a nice strong neutral position. Push your right foot into the floor. And then we're going to inhale, tap the left toe towards the floor. Exhale, pick it back up. Inhale to tap. Exhale to lift it up. Keep the rib cage down. Keep the pelvis nice and still while you move through your toe taps. And don't pull the heel in towards the bum. Let that angle of the knee stay the same the whole time. You're using your core to pull that knee back up to your tabletop position. And don't forget about the inner thigh on the right leg as you keep moving that left leg. We're going to finish off 2 more. Inhale to tap. Exhale, pulling up the pelvic floor. Last one. Lifting up. Now we're going to reach that toe up for the ceiling, energize through the whole leg, still keeping that pelvis really nice and stable in your neutral. You're going to flex the toes towards your face and drag the heel down the imaginary wall. Now really keep your hip bones level, point the toe, sweep it back up to the sky. So the tendency here, flex the toe and drag, is for the right hip to want to sink over to the right side. Left hip to sink over to the left side. So you want to make sure you're really pushing that right sit bone into the ground and relaxing those shoulders, moving through the leg. This is our last one. Drag it down. Point, lengthen that toe out of the hip socket. Bend the knee. Place the foot back down, articulating toe, ball, heel. Bring your hands back down to your sides. Slide your feet in. And let's do 3 more of those nice slow roll-ups. So inhale to prepare. Exhale, push the lower back into the mat. Squeeze the glutes. Peel the spine away from the floor. 1 vertebrae at a time. Up to your long bridge. Inhale at the top. Exhale, roll the body down. 1 vertebrae at a time. Pass through neutral or imprint into your neutral and release. Again, inhale, tuck, exhale, scoop and roll. Lengthen the quads, squeeze the glutes, relax the sternum. Breathe, expand the rib cage. Exhale, melt back down. 1 vertebrae at a time. Massaging each vertebrae, release to neutral. And last one, roll it up. Breathe at the top. And exhale, melting the sternum, the rib cage, the belly button, the pelvis, and then lengthening the pubic bone away. Good job. Let's slide those feet away just a little bit again, keeping the feet in contact with the floor and hip distance, and sweep those hands back up towards the ceiling. We're going to warm up the abdominals a little bit more now by adding in our ab prep. So think about your eye gaze, following those fingers, pull the rib cage down and keep the pelvis in neutral. So remember, we're not tilting in any way. We're keeping everything nice and stable and connected, lifting the pelvic floor. As we inhale, we're going to begin to draw a line on the ceiling with our hands. Our eye gaze follows those hands as they reach them towards the corner of the wall and the ceiling. Once you're there, you've got a little nod in your chin. You're then going to exhale as you lift that thoracic spine away from the floor, and eye gaze follows that thumb, those fingers, as they come all the way towards your toes. So you're in this flexed up position now. Push your feet into the floor. Keep that belly in neutral and hold it here for a nice, deep, slow inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to lengthen everything back onto the mat. Eye gaze follows the fingers. Inhale, nod the chin, follow the hands. Exhale, flex up, keep following that gaze. Use that abdominals to flex you up and look between your thighs. Push your big toes into the floor as you inhale and stay. Exhale, lengthen all the way back down. Keep that rib cage connected to the spine as you lengthen down. Inhale, follow the hands. Exhale, flex it up. Inhale, reach and hold. Pull those shoulders down and back. You should feel the bottom of your scapula on the mat. Exhale, lengthen back down. One last time for me. Inhale, exhaling. Inhale to hold. Exhale to come all the way back and lower the hands to the mat. We're going to tabletop the right leg now, and then with our exhale, you're going to push that lower back into the mat like we do at the beginning of our bridges. So this is your braced or your imprinted position. Then we're going to pick the left leg up to match the right. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Keep that lower back pushed into the floor. Lift your pelvic floor. Reach your hands up towards the ceiling. Pull the rib cage down towards the hips. We're going to do that same flexed movement. Inhale, sweep the hands. Exhale, nod the chin, flex up and reach towards the toes. Now from there, you can stay here with your knees bent or you can extend them to a long line. And we're just going to pulse the hands a little bit. So stay here if that's for you. If you've got that control in your abdominals, just add a little gentle pulse in the hands and slowly breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And lift up through the rib cage. Try not to jam your chin into your chest. And don't let your body go up and down with the pulses. We're controlling the movement with the abdominals. And we're going to take 2 more long inhales and exhales. And again, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. And then on your next inhale, still your hands, bend your knees, flex up a little bit more. And then exhale, bring your head and shoulders down to the mat. Place your right foot down. Place your left foot down. Reach your arms out to the side and just drop your knees over to the right side. Try and keep the left shoulder down, but let it be relaxed and fluid. And just feel the way that left rib cage expands when you breathe in and contracts when you breathe out. And then inhale, exhale, use your abdominals to control the movement of the legs as you bring them back to the ceiling. And then over to the other side and look towards the opposite side, just decompressing the spine a little bit. And then inhale, exhale, use the abdominals to come back into center and collect the body back in, awake and aware. We're going to add on. So we're going to tabletop that right leg again. Pull the belly into your imprinted position. Tabletop the left leg. Sweep the hands up towards the ceiling. Inhale, follow the eye gaze. Exhale, flex up. Now you're going to reach your right leg long and away while you pull your left knee in. You can grab onto the back of the knee and hold onto it to find that nice deep flexion in the thoracic spine. Now we're going to scissor the legs past each other in single leg stretch. And you're going to try and reach your outside hand towards your bent knee's ankle and your inside hand to the inner thigh. But you want to make sure that you're not pulling it straight into the nose. You want to block that movement a little bit with the hand so that the work is being done in the abdominals. So when you swap knees, you look like you're in this position. You inhale, you exhale to switch. Inhale, exhale to switch. Inhale, exhale to switch. Stay flexed up and switch. Really reach through those toes. Find the connection with the quads, with the core. Relax the neck. Squeeze the glute as you extend that leg. And breathe as you switch. And right leg in. And left. Last 2. Last 1. Last one on the right. Pull both knees in, flex up a little higher. Exhale, lengthen your head down, lower the right foot. Lower the left foot. Slide the legs away. And stretch your arms up overhead. And just relax and breathe for a minute. Allow your rib cage to pop up here. Give your abdominals a little bit of a rest. And we're just going to roll over onto our belly now. So come onto your side and then over onto your tummy. And lengthen your whole body down on the mat. And this time we're going to laterally rotate the legs. So you're going to lift up your right leg, spin it out so the toes come out and the heels come in, and open it to the outer corner of the mat. Then lift the left leg, spin it out, heels in, toes out, so that you create this little V shoulder width position with your legs. And scoop your abs, tuck your bum right down and in, almost like you're pushing your pubic bone into the mat. If you feel any tenderness in the pubic bone, then grab a towel and just gently place it under there to give yourself some support. Just allow your shoulders, I'm a bit cold so I'm tucking my hands in. Allow your shoulders to round forward. Bring your fingertips in line with your eyebrows and your arms are parallel with the mat. And just pull the belly button away and lengthen your head away from your tailbone. Just allow the nose to hover for a moment. And then reach both arms forward and a little bit energized and lift the head a little bit more. Now we're going to lift our right hand, thumb facing the sky, lift our left foot, and then we're going to hold it there and then switch and lift the head a little bit higher. And switch and lift the legs a little bit higher. And switch. And switch. Keep the torso really square and controlled as you move. And now turn the palms towards the floor and switch. And switch. Reach those hands out of the shoulder capsule. Switch. And switch. Last two. Two. Last one. One. Bring both hands and feet down, bring your head down, turn your head to one side, slide your hands in close to your chest, push into the floor, and bring yourself into a shell stretch. So a shell stretch is like our child's pose, but we pull the belly away from the front of the thighs and create this nice deep rounding of the spine. And then we're going to slide back down to the floor, back into our prone position, back with the legs laterally rotated, and our fingertips with our forehead. Now this time we're going to bring our palms stacked on top of each other underneath our forehead. So our elbows come out wide to the side, our head is relaxed on top of our hands. Those legs are still laterally rotated and the glutes are still active, but now we're going to bend our knees and bring our heels kissed together. Then flex the ankles so you point your toes away. You're in dorsiflexion. Now keep squeezing those heels, squeezing your bum. Inhale. As you exhale, you're going to lift your knees up off the floor and squeeze those heels together. And hold and lower. Don't let any compression happen in your lower back. Inhale to squeeze. Exhale to lift. Inhale to hold. Exhale to lower. Inhale, squeeze those heels. Exhale, push them up towards the sky. Inhale, hold it there. Exhale, lower it down. If you're finding that you're compressing, keep moving in your lower back at all, then don't lift the knees. Just focus on the squeezing of the heels. We're going to do 3 more. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. And release the feet. Slide the hands into your chest and push yourself back into your shell stretch again. Sit the hips back onto the heels, stretch the arms forward, and then pull the belly away from the front of the thighs. And then lengthen back onto the mat. And this time we're going to come onto our side. So roll over onto your side. And you want to create one long line down the back of your mat. Your head is rested into your bicep. Your arm is extended long overhead. And you're just going to bend that bottom leg in gently, but make sure that the heel is still in line with the midline of your body. So it's not behind you or in front of you. It's in line with your pubic bone. And your top leg is going to extend out long. And I want you to put your hand on the top of your iliac crest, on your pelvis, and push that hip bone away. So you get this lightening in the bottom waistline. You can see that I'm not squishing my mince pie there. Okay, reach that toe away, find that nice real long length through the whole top side of the body, nice long length through the whole bottom side of the body. And as you're reaching that leg and letting it float, we're going to do those same lower lifts with the ankle extension and flexion, but on the sideline. And we're going to keep the leg in parallel if we can. But if you find you're getting any sort of clicking or grinding, popping feeling in your hip, then I want you to laterally rotate like we just did with our heel squeezes, okay? So try and keep it in parallel. That means your knee is facing forward, your hip bones face forward, your rib cage is pulled in, and your glutes and your belly are working in opposition with each other. This leg's already working as we hold it here. You can bring your right hand in front of you for support. Relax your head, neck, and shoulders, and we're just going to lift that leg up, pointing the toe up just a little bit higher than shoulder height, and flex the ankle, and squeeze the inner thighs, dragging it down. Point, and lift, flex, and lower. Now, nothing is happening in my lower waistline as I lift and lower that leg. I'm still reaching that hip away. I'm still keeping my waistline nice and long. I'm still lifting my pelvic floor and creating length through the whole body. Lift, flex, and lower. Point, and lift, flex, and lower. 2 more times for me. Lift, lower. Last one. Lift, and lower. And just bend your knee and bring it in front of the other knee and just stretch out the glutes a little bit. Maybe give it a little tap or a little massage. Good job. Okay, we're going to flip over to the other side. We're not going to work too hard through those glutes today because this is our active recovery day. We're just focusing on that stabilization of the body. So again, bring yourself down nice and long. Head is comfortable on your bicep. Maybe even put a cushion under your head. Bend that bottom leg, but make sure the heel is in line with the pubic bone. Then lift that top leg to hip height. Now push that top hip away. Find the length in the bottom of your waistline. Your hips and your shoulders should both be stacked on top of each other. Your muscles around the top of the hip are already working to keep that leg stable. You can take your top hand and just place it gently on the mat in front of you. Pull the navel towards the spine. Reach that toe as far away from the hip as you can. And we're going to move in those lower and lift through plantar and dorsiflexion. Again, remember you can laterally rotate it if you find that you're getting any clicking in the hip or anything that feels uncomfortable. Okay, a little bit of clicking isn't bad, but you don't want it to be uncomfortable. Now set yourself up, find that nice deep core stability, and we're going to lift. Inhaling, exhale, flex, and lower. Squeeze the inner thighs, lift the pelvic floor. Point, energize through the whole leg as you lift. Flex, really push that heel away as you lift the toes towards your face. Point and lift, working all through the side of the hip here. The bottom waistline is still lifted. Nothing is moving at all in my torso. Really strong, stable, connected. This is what Pilates is all about, finding that stability as we move through little intrinsic muscles to find that control in the body. Point the toe, stretching the peroneals, flex the toe, working through the front of the shin. Last one, point and lift, flex and lower, and then bend that knee, bring it in front of the other knee, stretch those glutes out a little bit, give them a massage, maybe a tap. Good job. And you're just going to bring both knees in and place your hand in front of your chest and push yourself up to seated, and we're going to spin around And we're going to do our last couple of exercises. So we're going to sit up nice and tall on our sit bones. Our feet are hip distance, our knees are hip distance. So that's about 1.5 fist widths between the knees. And we're just going to grab onto the back of the knees and pull the elbows out wide to the side. Sit up nice and tall on our sit bones. Feel that length through the whole spine. Lift the pelvic floor and pull the rib cage down and in. Inhale through the nose. As you exhale, I want you to curl back with your lower back. Tuck your tail under, scoop your abdominals, and bring the weight behind your sit bones and look in between your thighs. Inhale, lengthen up, push the big toes into the ground, stack the spine. Exhale, curl it back, pelvic floor, scoops those abdominals in together with the obliques. Feel a little bit of stretch in the shoulders. Inhale, push those toes in the floor. Feel like you're dragging your heels towards you. Stack the spine. Exhale, scoop it back. Round and curve. Stretching the intercostals on the back of the rib cage. Inhale, lengthen and stack the spine. Exhaling, scooping it back. Inhale to lengthen. Last one. Exhale, scoop it back. And this time we're going to stay back. Keep pushing those feet into the mat. Release the hands. Bring them up so they float over the knees. And we're going to open the hands for 1 and close them in. Inhale to open for 2. Exhale, close them in. Keep that abdominal connection. Keep scooping those abs in your little C curve. Open for 4. Squeeze the shoulder blades together as you open those arms. Don't just throw the arms out there. Really pull the arms back. Last 3. Exhale to close. Last 2. And close. Last 1. And close. Now keep those hands there. We're going to take that whole shape up and over. Lift the hands up overhead. Lengthen the spine. And then fold the body over the knees. And just rest for a minute and breathe. Allow the back to relax. And we're going to stack the spine back up. Bring the soles of your feet together and allow the knees to fall out to the sides in a nice wide diamond shape or in your froggy feet. And make sure you sat up comfortably on your sit bones here. And we're going to lift our hands back up into that hug-a-moon position, or a nice, like we're hugging a beach ball. Stack our spine. We're just going to do a couple spine twists. So actually connect your fingers together, but feel like you're pulling them apart. And you want your hands to be directly in front of your sternum. And think about your thumbs being 2 goalposts that are framing your cheeks, okay? Your cheeks and your chin. And you're going to keep everything in this line with those elbows nice and high and wide, shoulders pulled down and back, lift the pelvic floor, stack the spine. As we inhale, we're going to twist that whole shape towards the right side. Exhale back to center. Inhale, twist to the left side. Exhale back to center. So we're using our abdominals to create this twist in the spine. And you want to think about your body growing taller with every twist. Keep pushing the soles of your feet together to keep that pelvic floor connection. Keep lengthening up through the spine. Don't allow the knees to lift with your twists. Keep those elbows up high and the lats down. Keep your eye gaze, your chest all in one line. Last one over to the left. To center, and release your hands. Put your hands on the front of your knees, and then just roll the body forward and collapse into your diamond. And then stack the spine back up. And we're just going to pull that left leg back behind us now, and the right foot comes in towards the left knee, and the left foot comes back. So we're sat in our mermaid position or a zigzag position. And again, you just want to adjust yourself so you're sat up nice and tall. If you need to, if you're struggling to get that left sit bone down on the mat, you can prop yourself up with a towel or a block under your right hip, okay, so we've got our right knee in front. And we're just going to relax the hands down to the sides, allow them to be light, palms are facing towards the floor, and then you're going to turn your right palm up towards the sky. We're going to inhale, sweep it up, exhale, continue the sweep to go over to the side. Inhale, lengthen up, exhale, lower. Other side, inhale, sweep, palm facing away from you. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. And again, inhale, sweep, exhale, side bend. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. One more time on this side. Inhale, lift, exhale, over. Inhale, sweep, exhale, lower. We're gonna flip the feet around now. So the easiest way to do that is just to pick up your knees, so your soles of your feet come on the floor, and then rock your knees over to the other side. So I'm faced away from you now, but that's okay because you know what you're doing. Arms out gently to the side, palms facing down. Really try and push that right sit bone into the ground now. Again, if you need to, you can prop up the left sit bone so you're sat nice and tall. And turn the left palm up towards the sky. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, bend and flex. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale to lower. Inhale, sweep up on the right. Exhale, bend and flex. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to lower. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale and lower. Well done, guys. That's us done for today. I hope you enjoyed that. A little bit slow, a little bit more of a traditional Pilates, just finding that connection with our deep core and some of those little intrinsic muscles that help keep our rib cage nice and stable. When we're doing a lot of these weights and jumping around and being really dynamic, we forget to think about the fact that our rib cage is connected to our spine. So every time we up and down the ribs, we also up and down the spine. So we want to protect our spine from not letting that happen, especially if we're doing more strenuous exercise like running. And if you're breathing really heavily through the front of your chest, your spine is doing this every time you're running, and that's just not really great for your body. So hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you again.